Survivor 49 has perhaps created the worst tribe in the entire existence of the show. But anyways, let's go over the second episode, shall we? The episode starts off with the butt kisser Alex saying, "Hey guys, what do you think Nicole said in her final words?" And Jake says, "She said she freaking hates us." And she didn't say that in her final words, but she definitely said that in all of her interviews. And then Sophie said the reason they voted off Nicole was to keep the tribe strong, but having a decrepit old lady on their tribe doesn't help much. And then Sophie says that there's no food on the island except for coconuts. Well, just eat Annie. What else is she offering? And then Jeremiah is digging in the mud to find some tasty worms to eat. Jeremiah, that's not how you find gummy worms, buddy. Also, can we stop acting like eating worms on Survivor is good protein? You ate 3 worms. That's like eating 3 grains of rice. It's not gonna do much, buddy. And then we have a scene of the Blue Tribe coming together, bonding over the taste of muddy, disgusting worms. And then Andy says she doesn't actually freaking care that her tribe is suffering, and she wouldn't mind actually going to another tribal council. Well, you might mind later, Annie. And then Annie proceeds to tell everyone on her tribe that they need to vote off Jake. Despite Jake being the only physically fit person on their tribe, and also everyone being aligned with Jake. Annie, what are you doing, you bozo? And then of course they all immediately tell Jake and are like, Annie, you're a freaking idiot. And then we head to the Red Tribe, and Savannah Banana finds a crab for them to eat. And then Shannon says, "Yo, before we absolutely murder and pulverize that little crustacean, let me do a little prayer for it." What? Bro, imagine being freaking kidnapped and your captives are like, hold up. Before we murder this bozo, let's pray for him. And it's not even a normal prayer. She's like, "Yes, thank you for this crustacean's energy, and let it be good in its next lifetime." Bro, what are you yapping about? And then Radical Nate has an entire section of the episode dedicated to how much he freaking hates how the rest of his tribe communicates. He's like, everyone says fire and vibe and cinema so frequently, it makes me want to do bad things. And then Nate and Rizzo have a conversation, and Rizdork genuinely says, "Hey Nate, you're as old as my dad, you bozo!" Yeah, but then there's a majority alliance on the Red Tribe consisting of Radical Nate, Savannah Banana, Spiritual Shannon, and of course the Rizdork. And then Savannah Banana does a reporter-style confessional, and not gonna lie, she kinda ate it up. And apparently she's pooped in the ocean 3 times, which I think Stage would really like that statistic. And then we head to the Yellow Mellow Tribe. And then Ryan Rockets says that he's feeling pretty good about his tribe, but if you don't play the game plays you. What? So then the 2 oldies on the tribe, Matt and Christina, and then also Steven, form a 3-person alliance. Ooh, spicy. But then Matt's like, wait a second, I passed first grade. 3 is not the majority on a 6-person tribe, so we need another person to have the majority. So then Matt goes to MC and is like, "Yo, homie G, me, Christina, and Steven just formed an alliance, and we think you are a hot dog, so we want you to join our squad. What do you think?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, sure, why not?" But then, in a confessional, MC's like, "No way, Jose. I don't even know how long ago they made that alliance, and now they're just letting me know." MC, they made it literally 30 seconds ago. And then she's like, "I really trust Steven, but Matt gives me the heebie-jeebies like he's a Scooby-Doo mystery villain." And then the Alliance plus MC are talking like, "Yo, if we lose the challenge, who should we vote off? Jason or the other Sophie?" And Christina's like, "Well, Sophie's kind of a dog poop head McNugget face." But then MC, the mega cringe lord, goes and tells Sophie that information. And then Sophie says, "My blood's boiling." And not gonna lie, this Sophie has to be the most forgettable person on the season. And it doesn't help that there's another Sophie that's 50 times more entertaining. And then we head back to the Blue Tribe, and the husbands are having fun in the water. And then Annie is giving instructions on how to look for good coconuts. And then Jeremiah is mocking Annie's coconut opening tactics. Jeremiah, don't you dare question an old lady's ability to tell what a good fruit is. My mother is the best person ever at deciding what a good watermelon is, brother, okay? And then Jeremiah has a confessional about how much he hates Annie with a passion and wants to break both of her legs while she is sleeping. And then they all finally tell Jake that Annie is gunning for him like there's no tomorrow and they haven't even lost the challenge yet. And Jake gets really mad. And I'm not gonna lie, this sequence of shots back to back makes it look like Jake is walking over to Andy to beat her into a bloody pulp. Like, let's be honest. But in actuality, Jake the Shoe Bandit is just looking for Annie's shoes to hide them like the absolute Chad that he is. And then Jake literally walks up to Jeremiah and Alex, says, yo, what shoe are Annie's? Takes a shoe, walks off. Somehow they didn't see him. Jake must really suck at hiding Easter eggs, because that spot sucks, bro. And then we head back to the Red Tribe, and Sage is talking about how she wanted to be a Little League's baseball mascot. And then she said she actually got a job to dress up as the Easter Bunny and hated it. And then, for some reason, Shannon said, this girl is the Easter Bunny for real. Like, how is that not sinking in for you guys? What does that even mean? And then Shannon is extremely racist and says that if her tribe loses, she would rather vote off Jawan instead of Sage. And then the racist Savannah is mad because Jawan is walking around gathering sticks saying he's looking for an idol. Where is the proof at, buddy? And then she's mad that he's putting his sticks in a bag. I'm sorry, are you the stick police? And then it turns out that Jawan accidentally picked up Savannah's bag to put the sticks in instead of his own. Get wrecked, you racist fiend. This is what you deserve. And then a boat arrives to each of the camps, and they must send one person to go on a journey. The Red Tribe sends Jawan, the Yellow Tribe sends Matt, and the Blue Tribe sends Jake. Then we head to the journey, and Jawan's like, holy crap, these are the biggest guys from the tribes. I am so done for. And the challenge is there are coconuts and there are 3 nets, each with one of the people's names attached to them. You have to throw the coconuts into someone's net, and the 2 nets that drop, those people are out, and the last one standing gets a choice for advantage. And Jawan is the last one standing. W Jawan in the comments below. And here's Jawan's options. He can help himself by stealing either Matt or Jake's vote for their next tribal council so he will get an extra vote, or he can help his tribe by getting a challenge disadvantage for the next immunity challenge that he can give to either of the 2 tribes. And we head back to the Red Tribe, and Jawan tells them what happened, and he indeed chose the challenge disadvantage for one of the other 2 tribes. And Savannah is still being racist and dissing my boy, even with a picnic tablecloth over the top of her head. And then we head back to the Blue Tribe, and Andy finds her shoe, and she's like, how'd I get over there? And Jake's like, huh? Wait a second, you have shoes? Wait, you have feet? Absolutely perfect acting, Jake. And then Alex finds the Beware advantage with Jake Aruski. And then it says they can't even look for the idol until they lose another challenge. Well, that shouldn't be too hard for this tribe. And then we head to the immunity challenge. And Jawan uses the disadvantage on the Yellow Tribe. And the disadvantage is they have to carry 20 pounds of coconuts on their backs. And it quite literally did not even matter because the Yellow Tribe absolutely destroyed this challenge and came in first, and the Blue Tribe can't figure out how to solve a puzzle to save their lives and lost the challenge once again. And we head back to the Blue Tribe. And now Annie is not gunning for Jake any longer. She is now targeting Sophie. Like what? And then Jeremiah tells Sophie, and Jeremiah does an absolutely evil villain cackle. And Alex finds the idol, but like, bro quite literally told every single person on his tribe that he found the idol. I don't even know why. There was literally no reason to tell Annie. And then we head to tribal council, and Annie gets absolutely obliterated. Well, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smack that like button and subscribe, and comment down below what are your thoughts of this episode. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.